Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today's gonna be a little bit different of a video. I feel like I do I just do my makeup and talk at you for about 20 minutes. But this one's different. This one is about what I'm putting in this bag here. Because guess what? I'm moving. And I'm putting the majority of my makeup in a big box and sending it somewhere else. And so I thought to myself, if something happened to this box and I lost it, or everything was damaged, whether, I don't know, something happened, not on wood. If something happened, how mad would I be? And so I was thinking to myself, what makeup can you literally just, you would be so remiss to be without. I'd be quite miffed, one could say, if I didn't have any of these products that I'm about to share with you today. So it's gonna be kind of long, but all of this makeup fits in here, if you can believe it. It's a lot, but these are my crowned jewels, one could say, of my makeup collection. And if this box does not make it, or something happens to it, I still will be quite upset, but I'll at least have my best of the best. Like the things that if I had to curate everything out and really start over, these products are the ones that are gonna get me through. They're just getting me through now, honestly. Everything's been so hard. Anyways, so if this sounds interesting to you, keep on watching. I don't have any of this in any sort of order. I just kind of lumped everything in piles with like items. So what we're gonna do is just talk about the piles as they come, all right? Also, this doesn't include like my skincare and all of that stuff. So this is just the makeup, all right? Let's start with lip liner. I would be inconsolable if I lost all of my lip liners. So the ones that I deem I will not be parted with and will be on my carry-on bag. This one is actually one that I recently replaced because I lost it and I just felt inconsolable without it. It was months and months and months. I could not find where I put this. And this is the Tower 28 multi-liner in the shade Work of Art. You know, one of them colors. Just a really nice neutral. It's a really nice neutral. All of these pretty much are browny, pinky beige neutrals. And I'm realizing that this is an eyeliner. You go over there. Anyways, so yeah, that is Work of Art. The next are my Makeup Forever Artist Color Pencils. The first one is Anywhere Caffeine. And then, what are you? Endless Cacao. This one's like a cool taupey chiseling color. And you can see that the middle, Anywhere Caffeine, is significantly warmer than Work of Art. And then Endless Cacao is very much so a cool toned lip liner. And I love these so much. I actually really love Endless Cacao more on my eyes and in my eyebrows than I do as a lip liner. But Anywhere Caffeine, you really gotta blend this one out, especially my skin tone, or else I can look a little wild. Okay, next is Charlotte Tilbury. This one's an oldie but goodie. This is the Lip Cheat in the shade Iconic Nude. I put this right next to Work of Art by Tower 28. Very similar, but also like that nudie beigey, just good, wonderful. These are also interchangeable, but the formulas are just a little bit different. This next one is from the drugstore. This is by NYX, and this is in the shade Nude Truffle. And as you see, much more brown, much more matte, a little less creamy, but the staying power is exceptional. It's exceptional. This is such a great product, and I think it's like $8. Love it. I will forever sing praises about that product. This is the newest lip liner in my collection, and this is by Glossier. This is the Glossier Lip Line Crayon, and I have this in the shade Buff. This is a much deeper one, and it's what I have on my lips today. It's a much deeper nudie brown, but when blended out, it does kind of get that more like caramely, beautiful. I'm just saying beautiful all the time. This is a really creamy lip liner, but unlike other creamy lip liners where they just kind of smudge away and it was kind of pointless. When it does sit down, it stays for a really long time. These are really impressive. I really, really like that formula. Lip liner is by Victoria Beckham. And this is the lip definer in the shade 2. Yes, in the shade 2. And it's another kind of pinky neutral nude. See, they almost all look like the same thing. Like, I'm looking in the viewfinder, they almost look like the same thing, but they're all different, I swear. I swear they're all different. And I would be so sad if I lost any of these. I know it. I know I would. This one is a significant, I think this is the most expensive one in my collection, actually. Do you need this? No. But I do think it is quite good, and I enjoy using it, and I do use it. Last one is the more like, it's a more earthy kind of nudie terracotta, as you see. It's the only one that's, I feel like Buff by Glossier and this one by Ilia are the most alike. This is the Ilia Lip Sketch Hydrating Crayon in the shade Earthen, and I love it. I love this shade so, so much. It's such a beautiful, like, earthy terracotta nudie brown. And I wouldn't say that it's hydrating. Like, there's nothing like slippy and glidey about this product, but it's not drying, and it does last a really, really long time. This was kind of my go-to this summer. I wasn't really wearing anything else. I would wear like a lip balm and then this on top of it, and it's a favorite for sure. And yeah, those are my lip liners. They literally look like all the same thing. That's so funny. In the bag you go. Okay, let's talk about blush. So I have creams, liquids, and powders in this here little culling. So we'll start with my powders. First one is by House Labs. This is the Color Fuse Blush in the shade Fire Moon. Obsessed. Obsessed with this color. We're gonna start swatching. And unlike the lip liners, where I was like, you know, all of my lip liners, they look different and they perform different on the lips. Like, they're for different looks, you know what I mean? But then when I started swatching all of my blushes, which I was really feeling like they were all inherently the same color, they're really not. They're really not. I was super surprised. I thought about doing a whole video on, like, are all of my blushes the same? Do I have like 17 million of the same blush, but just in different formulas? But I got too sad and I didn't, so we're doing this here now. This is kind of a more like dulled down version of what that video was gonna be. But okay, so that's Fire Moon. Fire Moon by House Labs. That's what that looks like. Next one, Laura Mercier in the shade Fresco. I don't remember if this swatches nicely. More beige. More beige. Love this. I've recently refallen in love with this. Kind of forgot about it for a while. And then I was like thinking about like kind of caramel tones and just kind of going through like a, what do you call it? I'm kind of going through like a powder blush moment right now. And so I pulled this out, and it's actually what I have on my cheeks today. It's subtle, it's beautiful, it's luminous. It does look glittery in the pan, but I promise you it's not. And it's also very different from Fire Moon. Much cooler, but neutral, you know? Perfect. It's such an essential blush in my collection. The last powder blush is by Dior. And this one's kind of controversial. Not everybody loves this old blush. And this is the Rosy Glow blush in the shade Rosewood. And I'm still kind of debating on whether, you know, fuck it, hold on. I can't live without cherry either. Honestly, I know I'm supposed to like cull this and like be like, okay, this is, if I lost it, it wouldn't be that big of a deal because I have all this other blush. But this, for some reason, these two, they really make my world go round in the powder category. And it's not like the most typical formula. These last two are the Rosy Glow blushes. So you have Rosewood and then you have Cherry here. There's something about this formula. Most people want like a softer formula, more pigmented formula, but these are very hard pressed, but it doesn't mean that they don't show up in the skin. They put on these like very beautiful layers. And so you can mix and match them with other formulas and they just add that little extra oomph, and they have a very beautiful like luminosity, and just, I think these are really beautiful blushes. Not everybody agrees, but honestly, like these two, they're so good. And these two as well. I just love them. I love those powder blushes so much. Okay, now my cream sticks. This is my favorite type of blush formula. This is like what I'm like really into. So I do have my powders here, and then I'll swatch the creams on my right hand. So the first one I love. So new, and I'm you know, developing a relationship with it. We're getting to know each other, if you will. This is by Michelin. This is in the shade Dune. This is the Desert Date Cream Multi-Stick. And I've also worn this on my lips too, and it's very, very beautiful. So I'm just gonna do a little swatch here. And this is very matte, and the staying power is excellent. It's so if you find that blushes kind of disappear on you, maybe try one of these from Michelin. Michelin is centered around developing formulas and colors for people who have more melanated skin, and I think that's wonderful. And so their formulas are pigmented but blendable and just so cosmetically elegant. I really, really love this, and it's my obsession. This is my obsession. This is like the poster child of what I'm obsessed with this past like year and a half, is like a matte cream blush that's like an earthy, reddy brown terracotta. And I'm gonna be looking in the viewfinder a lot because I wanna make sure that I'm in focus. So don't come at me in the comments, that's annoying. Victoria Beckham, Cheeky Posh. This is in the shade Playground. I've been gushing about this for a long, long time. So beautiful. It's still a ride or die for me. When I don't know what to wear, I do pick this up and I'm like, you're so wonderful. And the packaging is luxe. It's just like such a beautiful experience. And if you do like a matte cream, like stick form blush, you will like this formula. It's a little bit more emollient than the Michelin, but not by much. And so you can see it is a little bit less brown and a little bit more like peachy kind of color. Absolutely gorgeous. Obsessed with it. It's wonderful. It is quite wonderful. Moving on to the OG, the absolute OG favorite of mine, and this is by Nude Sticks. This is the Nudies Matte All Over Face Bronze color in the shade Sunkissed. I've loved this for years. This is actually my second Sunkissed right here. This is actually my second tube that I've bought of this, and I love it. Gorgeous. I love the Nude Sticks matte formulas. But yeah, this is Sunkissed, and it is almost the same as Dune, you know, but there's something a little bit different about it, and it also has like a little bit more of a emollient formula. Not dewy. It's not dewy at all, but there is a little bit more of like less of a tug, if you will, when blending it out. And so yeah, just gorgeous. Like this is definitely the theme of me. You know what I mean? When I think of me, I think of these colors. Last one is by Violette FR. I love the brand Violette FR, and I think she's such a wonderful creative person and super inclusive and just cool. She just seems really cool. So French, you know. So this is the Bisou blush, and this is in the shade Louise. And it's a really, really gorgeous kind of pinky beige, peachy beige color. So this is the most pink out of my creams that I would be quite miffed if I lost. Gorgeous. It's so gorgeous. This is the most emollient, I would say, out of all of the cream sticks. Beautiful. It's just so good. And it's the best smelling thing in the world. It's like a floral orange sort of thing. Like if you were walking through like a bunch of flowers but it's an orange grove at the same time, you know? Yeah. And that's just, you smell it on my hand. It's just so pretty. It's so gorgeous. But as you see, they're all different. They're not the same. They're not the same. You see, not the same. They're all different. You know, we got some roses, we got some beige, we got some pink. Oh, I forgot the last one. This is by Ciel. This is pretty new in my collection. It has mineral sunscreen in it. I've been really, really loving Ciel. Ciel is turning into like one of my new, like, I'm looking at everything they do. Like I really want to try their powder, and I'm really interested in their new concealer that they came out with. But I do want to finish up some concealers in my collection before I venture out and try that concealer. But anyways, this is in the shade June, and their liquid blushes are just, I'm not much of a liquid blush girly. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really, really not. It's not like my go-to blush, but look how deep that looks. But when you kind of blend it out here, it blends out just so beautifully. This is not matte. This is very much so a dewy blush. I don't feel like I need to use any sort of highlighting product or like emollient product on my cheeks to do like my wet glossy look, because I do find that this stays dewy all day, and it does have a pretty good staying power for how like dewy and thin that it is. And that's one of the reasons I don't really like balmy or liquid blushes all that much. But this, however, and this also has that amazing like mineral smell to it that I just love. It's kind of a similar smell to the Ilia, the serum foundation thing, serum skin tint, where everyone's like, oh, the smell, but I love the smell of that product, and it reminds me of that, and I just love it. It's so good. But anyways, these are the blushes that have survived the culling, if you will. I just love it. I love it. And I would be quite sad if I lost any of these. I'm gonna be completely honest. In you go, taking up the majority of the space. Okay, let's do eyes and eyebrows. Let's start with eyebrows. So I'm not, you know, the biggest like eyebrow doer. Like, I have nothing on my eyebrows right now. I am quite blessed. I don't really focus on them all that much, but when I do, I'm very particular. Okay, so brow product I really like, this by NYX. And NYX has a lot of brow product shit. So this one in particular is the Micro Brow Pencil, and I have this in the shade Ash Brown. I do have quite cool, almost black hair. My hair is brown, but it's such a dark brown that it almost is black. So I do need a pencil that has a cool undertone, almost like taupey or grayish in a way. And I do find that this really does the trick, you know, like it's not too warm, it's not too cool, and it just has enough like taupiness to it that it doesn't pull like red underneath my eyebrows. And another one that I really, really like is the Anastasia brow powder duo, and I have this in the shade medium brown, and you see how it's kind of cool, like to replicate like a shadow in the brow and brow hairs more so than like a red undertone for me. So this is really, really great. When I was a working makeup artist, I had like 2 or 3 of these in my kit, and I found that the medium brown suited a lot of people. So if you're into, you know, brow powders, I would say look at that one if you're struggling with a shade, to be completely honest. And then a brow gel that I'm so fucking obsessed with is the Rare Beauty Clear Brow Gel. Love this. I love this so much, and it's affordable. It's like 16 bucks. And it doesn't get hard and crunchy and just like weird. It just, you can do a variety of different brow styles. Brow styles? Yes, brow styles with this. You can do laminated, or you can do like kind of fluffy. You just need like a little swipe to hold them in place if you had more like chiseled brows. Anyways, you can use this for all of it, and it's flexible and just nice, and just, I'm not gonna talk too much about this because I feel like I talk about this in every video. It's the Tower 28 Make Waves mascara. I use the black shade because, like I said before, my eyelashes and my eyebrows are just black. So the brown, and I feel like the brown is dark enough that it, you know, it could probably work, but there is the chance that it could pull pretty warm, because that's what the Glossier one did. I didn't dislike the brown Glossier. Oh God, my eye. I didn't dislike the brown Glossier mascara, but it did pull a little warm on me. So that's, you know. Okay, going more into like eyeshadow territory, we'll start with the Victoria Beckham Kajal eyeliner. Oops, the wrong side. This is in the shade Cinnamon. It's a really beautiful warm brown with kind of gold shimmer going throughout it. So you can use this in a multitude of different ways. You can You can tightline, you can use it as winged eyeliner, or you can use it as like a smudgy base for more complicated eyeshadow looks. My favorite is to put it just along the line of my eyelashes and the line of my eyelashes, my lash line. I like to put this along my lash line and then smudge it out at the ends and kind of clean it up with the concealer, and super easy, super just beautiful, beautiful product. And it's the only one that I own, so I would feel very sad if I didn't have it anymore, so it doesn't take up any room in the bag. So she's going in the bag. Now on to eyeshadows. I've been getting a lot of comments on my now aging one and done eyeshadow videos, saying that this is discontinued and it was limited edition. I get it, but I'm still gonna talk about it, okay? I love this. It's my favorite in the world, and I don't know what the hell Charlotte Tilbury does with her time. Like, why she makes these decisions for these really incredibly beautiful products to just not be permanent things in her collection. Like, stop making all the fucking palettes and keep shit like this around, because everybody loves it. I'm swearing a lot, I'm sorry. Anyways, this is the Eyes to Mesmerize in the shade Exaggerize. Because if I lost Oyster Pearl, even though I don't want to get rid of Oyster Pearl, if I lost it, I could repurchase it in time. You know what I mean? But I can't repurchase this. She's going in the bag. She's perfect. I love her. Everybody's girl, you know. It's the Urban Decay Moon Dust eyeshadow in the shade Space Cowboy. It's literally perfect. I didn't swatch. Hang on. I feel like swatching it or just putting it on in a video, either of these two. Any of these, really. It just doesn't do them justice. They're just such beautiful products. And then next to it, I'm going to put Space Cowboy. I feel like I have so much going on in my hand, you can't even see it. Anyways, here is Eyes to Mesmerize and Exaggerize. And then over here, I do have a very light, we can do it, kind of build it up a little bit, Space Cowboy. I don't know how much you can see because of the lighting right now, but these two together, so good, so good. I will forever be grateful for that comment from like probably a year ago telling me to layer them. Perfect. Next eyeshadow, this one is from KVD. I did a big KVD haul probably about a year ago, just trying to revisit the brand. And this is one of the products that stuck out the most. This and the Good Apple Foundation, Balm Foundation. Love it. It's such a good shade. Anyways, this is the Dazzle Stick in the shade Hail Surge. Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous color. It's definitely in the same color family as Space Cowboy and Exaggerize, but just a little bit oompier. You know what I mean? Like, there's something about it that's just a little, and it does not crease. Sometimes these two don't really crease on me either if I do it in like a light layer, because everything creases on me. I have hooded eyelids. But I don't know what the witchcraft is in this Dazzle Stick. Like, she don't crease. So gorgeous. That is going in the bag. Next we're gonna pop into some luxury beauty. Here's a Giorgio Armani. What are you? The Eye Tints. I have this in the shade 12S. I also have 11S. And that one's a little bit more of like a taupey rose gold. But there's something about this one that is just so pretty. It's so, so pretty. It's just like a very generic champagne, but it's so wet looking and so gorgeous. Just a little bit of bronzer in this on your lids and you're good to go. It's just such a gorgeous product. I am interested in the matte ones, but it's not something that I need. You know what I mean? I could talk about this all day. It's so lovely. And I would be quite sad if I didn't have this in my collection anymore. Okay, last one. I don't have any of my palettes, as you're probably seeing. And the thing is like, I love all the palettes that I own. Don't get me wrong. Like, I love my Dior Beige Mitza. I love my Tom Ford Quad in Tiger Eye. I think it's called Tiger Eye. I have a few over there. I have a couple limited edition Chanel ones that are just like shimmers and stuff like that. But there's something about these ones that I grabbed that like, they really complement any look that I want to do. You know what I mean? And the palettes just, you know, I'm not even reaching for them in my own everyday, let alone if I just didn't have them anymore and miss them, to miss them, if that makes sense. So anyways, it's all single one and dones for me in this bag, because that is the priority, to be honest. This is Honey by Victoria Beckham. This is in the Lid Luster formula. I love this, and this is the most, like, I would say saturated. We'll do a nice chunky swatch here. It's very, like, honey colored, and you can sheer it out to be a little bit more, like, transparent and wet looking. It's just such a beautiful shade, and it lasts beautifully on my eyes. I am wearing it on my eyelids today. And yeah, it's a really versatile, beautiful product, and it's my favorite out of the three that I own, which are Chiffon and Mink. But Honey is the one, because it just provides that little oomph of gold that the other ones don't really provide. They're more of like that wet look, where this is like, it does look a little wet, but like it's a little more subdued, which sometimes I want that, you know? And especially now I'm kind of going into a phase where I'm not really into eye looks at all, you know? I don't know. I go through a lot of phases with makeup, so nothing is ever permanent. So in the bag they go. She's getting heavy, but it's the essentials. Can you believe it? Like, that's such a good bag. My friend gave this to me a long time ago. Okay, now on to Complexion products. This was actually pretty hard to call down because I'm very particular about what I want in my complexion products, as we all are probably. I mean, I feel like you need to be, but I'm really not one of those people that buys every foundation or skin tint or concealer that comes out, even though I'm a very avid fan of those types of products. I love to just like get my little claws into them. You will notice that I don't have any of my like liquid kind of skin gooey kind of products, like my Auric Glow Lust, my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless Filter, or my Dior Star Glow. As horribly upset as I would be if I lost those, I can repurchase them. You know what I mean? And they're so clunky because they're all luxury items. And so they're all glass, so it's hard to travel with them. And it's one of those things where I would get by without them, because I do use very hydrating and dewy base products and skincare. And so anyways, I would be very sad. I don't want to lose any of my makeup. So these are the complexion products that if I was starting over and it's all that I had, that I would be content with for the time. So the first thing is, and it's so nice because it's in, you know, a tube here. It's my Naturium Dew Glow Tinted Moisturizer in the shade Light. This is a very flexible shade. And I do think that it makes my skin look really, really pretty. When I wear this and I just have a little bit of concealer on, like, I feel like I'm just good to go. And it's, you know, it's very light. It's in the plastic tube, so it doesn't take up a lot of room. And yeah, and also, like, when it comes to repurchasing, this is actually, you know, a very affordable product. I think this is like $17 or something like that, and it's so good. It's so good. My skin looks fantastic when I wear it. The next product is a kind of like a polar opposite in like finish wise, but when I wear this, when I wear the Naturium Tinted Moisturizer SPF. Also, let me just say that this is it's an SPF first, more so than a color cosmetic product, because it's SPF 50, and it does have a little cap here to show you how much you need for your entire face. I find that I don't need that much because my face is pretty small. I'm a pretty small person. So I find that 2 full pumps are enough for my skin, or for the skin on my face. But then the Ilia, what are you called? The Skin Rewind Complexion Stick. It's not a perfect match for me, but it's so sheer that it blends in just fine. Like, it's not an issue. I got the shade 8W, and as you see, like, it's not bad. It's not a bad match, but it does pull a little warm. And I am feeling like I should have got 9N. I feel like that would have been like a spot on, but it's not like, it's not one of those things where it's a deal breaker. Like I make this shade work just fine. Anyways, this is very matte, and I find when I put this on top of this, it looks really lovely, and it's really easy, and this is light, it's elegant, and I'm really happy with it, and it's so new in my collection that I would be pretty sad if I lost it. And it's also not in glass. That's a really big thing too. Like, none of these complexion products are in glass. They're either in like squeezy tubes or like some type of plastic container. And the stick foundation is just, it's so portable and easy, and I really, really enjoy this as long as I have a dewy, like, my skin is prepped in a very emollient, dewy way. Speaking of matte products, one of my favorite long-term buys and repurchases are the NARS Soft Matte Complete Concealer. I wear the shade Light 2.6 Cafe con Leche when I am a little bit more fair, and currently I am in the shade Medium 1 Custard. Custard is a little bit more peachy, and it helps me cover up dark circles under my eyes. And then this one also is quite peachy, but it's a little bit more neutral, so when I get a little bit more fair, it does help me with spot concealing as well. They're pretty interchangeable. They're very similar shades, but yeah, I would be very sad if I no longer had those. And they've been a repurchase in my collection for a very long time, and I can't really see my collection without them. Another product in my collection when it comes to complexion that I would definitely feel the pain of its absence is the Givenchy Prism Libre Skin Caring Color Corrector in green. I love this so much. This is honestly like such a lifesaver when I am more fair and my skin just needs evening out, and I just use this with a little bit of concealer and I am good to go. I love this so, 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 so much. I can't even imagine my collection without it, to be completely honest. Staying on the Givenchy Prism Libre train, both of these, the concealer from Givenchy. I have the shades N250 and N120. They're both neutral shades. One is a little bit deeper and is good for all over the rest of my face, and I love 120 for highlighting. I am right now currently with where my skin's at mixing these to get my perfect match, but yeah, their neutral shades are very good for people with olive undertones, and they just make your skin look so, so pretty. And yep, I can't imagine not having these. I can't. Another oldie but goodie, but it is a new shade that I am obsessed with, and I've been wanting them to come out with a shade that matches me a little bit better for years, and that's the Kosas Revealer Concealer. I have this in the shade, what is it, 2.3N. It's perfect. It's a phenomenal shade match for me. I was using 3W for the longest time and 3 Olive for the longest time, but I did find that they pulled a little too saturated. For me, and that what I really needed from Kosas was a neutral desaturated color, and they provided it in this color. So if you are skin twins with me, 2.3N is the one for you. And this has been the GOAT for a very long time. And I love the way this looks all over the face and under my eyes. It's so creamy and just gorgeous. It's such a gorgeous product. But the rest of the I have like 3 other shades of this in my collection, but this is the one that I'm really, really attached to because it is such a perfect skin match for me. The last one is the Tower 28 Serum Concealer, and this is in the shade DTLA. Now, I find that their shades are a little confusing with the descriptions because I originally bought the shade EP because it said light with neutral undertones, but it's literally peach. Like, it just pulls peach on me. And DTLA is, I think, marketed as light with cool undertones. But I do find that this is a true neutral. Like, this is perfect skin match for me. So if you're looking for your color in this one and you look similar to me, then DTLA is for you. So don't read the shade descriptions, just listen to me. I think this is beautiful over the face and especially under my eyes. It's a very thin, beautiful concealer, just like the Givenchy, but this one feels like it might be just tidbit more hydrating. And yeah, I think this is really, really good, and I would be very sad if I no longer had it. Oh, this is getting quite heavy. But it'll all fit, I promise. I promise it'll all fit. Ooh, okay, so like I mentioned before, I said that I'm not bringing any of my like liquid emollient products like the Auric Lowless or the Hollywood Flawless Filter. That doesn't mean that I'm forgoing any of my highlighting products. So my main two, the top two that I just cannot be without, like and mostly because not only do they look beautiful on top of makeup, they look good underneath makeup as like a prep before your foundation or your concealer or something like that. And one of my favorite ways to use these products is I'll do my foundation or my skin tint or whatever, and then before I put on my concealer, I'll put these on like right in here, up under the forehead, and especially underneath my eyes for extra moisture. And the concealer goes on in a very like dewy, beautiful way. And your skin looks really, really good. So that's kind of how I use these when I don't have something like my Auric Glow Lust available to me. Anyways, I have the Victoria Beckham Beauty Reflect Stick in the shade Pearl. It's just a very, oh, there's hair on it. Oh my god, I can't show you that. This in the shade Pearl. It's just like your very typical. These two are very interchangeable, but they're my favorites, and so I can't choose between them. I don't know if you can see with my lighting here. But yeah, that is, you know, just a balmy, beautiful, you know, and it's such a beautiful packaging too. Like this gorgeous, like vintage looking makeup that's like that gold fluted. Love it, love it, love it. And then it's, you know, basically same, but just a tidbit more emollient. And I would say it's my like all-time favorite is the Chanel Balm Essentiel in the shade Sculpting. Oh yeah, you can see that so much. Yeah. So there's the Victoria Beckham and there is the Chanel. So gorgeous. It's such gorgeous makeup, and I would be so pissed if I no longer had these, so it's going in the bag. Okay, we're winding down here. Let's move on to bronzing and contour. So first one is by CL. Like I said before, I'm loving CL. This is the Sculpt Protect SPF 50 in the shade Light 1. Ugh, gorgeous. It's a gorgeous shade. I'm not the biggest fan, however, of the packaging. I find the packaging a little bit chintzy on this. And I don't feel that way about the tinted serum or the blush. But for some reason their stick bronzer is kind of chintzy, but the product inside is not chintzy. It's a really gorgeous, gorgeous product. It blends like no other. Like I don't even really feel, like I always squish it back down, so because as you can see it kind of gets onto the cap here, which is super annoying, but it's a stick product and so it's really easy to travel with, and the product itself is a super easy formula. I basically I feel very comfortable just putting this all over my face and not even looking in the mirror as I buff it in, and just knowing that it will be, you know, blended out. But yeah, it's super easy. It's so gorgeous. And I've quite the attachment to it. Product is by Giorgio Armani. This is the Neo Nude Melting Color Balm in the shade 21. I've been gushing about this basically since I got it. And this is such a beautiful kind of cream to powder formula. It's kind of like a suede feeling. It's super gorgeous. And it's just truly something beautiful. Like it's such beautiful makeup. The packaging is okay. It's a little bulky for my taste, but the product inside, it's such a beautiful neutral kind of bronzer color that I can use any time of year, no matter how fair or tan I am, that it looks so beautiful on the skin. There's no scent. It's just, I know that, here's the thing with this. these are kind of hard to find. Like they're in and out of stock in different retailers all the time. No two retailers carry the same colors. And so I find that just ordering them from Giorgio Armani is the best way to go. And they're not always in stock. So they're kind of they're a fickle product. They're a fickle little thing. And I know if I lost this one in particular, more so than the blush shade version of this, that I would be quite sad. I would be very, very sad. This is very special to me. Another kind of bronzer in my collection is the Tower 28 Sculptino in the shade Getty. This is a very similar color, I believe, to the rest of them, but it is quite dewy. This is what one could consider like a balm. I don't even know how they call this, like a sculpting color. It's very much a bronzer. Like it's a warm sculpting contour. Anyways, so yeah, it's a balm, but the way it settles into your skin, it's not like tacky and just kind of slippy slidey. And it stays, and it's just so beautiful. I love, 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 love this, and it's very travel friendly. Like, look at that. It's so good. Sucks it doesn't have a mirror, but that's okay. But yeah, I would be so incredibly sad if I no longer had this in my collection. It's one of my favorites, and it was kind of like love at first application. When I used it, I was like, wow, this is incredible makeup. Thank you, Tower 28. Last one is a powder, and it's by Haus Labs. It's the Haus Labs Power Sculpt Velvet Bronzer in the shade Light 3. I think this is so beautiful, and the way it feels, it really does feel like velvet, and the way it blends out on the skin, it's right here. The way it blends out on my skin is just so, so gorgeous. They're all pretty similar. I do have like a preference for like a neutral bronzer kind of color, like a sculpting bronzer, because I do like such warm kind of terracotta leaning blushes, you know what I mean? So I find that my bronzers can be more of a sculpting aid for me, and so those are it. That's what I love. That's what I love. And I feel like as much as I love my Rouge bronzer and my Gucci bronzer and my NARS bronzer, what other bronzers do I have? I have an Hourglass bronzer. I truly feel like if my Westman Atelier sculpting stick, I truly feel like if I lost these, I would feel very sad. I would feel very sad, and a big chunk of my heart would go with it. So in the bag they go. Oh. Yeah. These ones aren't as important that they're in my bag, but it's just like just in case or whatever, because I literally have this type of product in every like purse or whatever thing that I have that I own. So, but my top two I would say is the Naturium Phyto Glow Lip Balm. This is the sheer one, and then this one is also sheer, but this is the Ole Hendrickson Pout Preserve Peptide Lip Treatment, and I have this in the original one, which is like a creamsicle flavor. And these are just wonderful, and if somehow everything else is gone, these two are my absolute favorite because I actually do heal my lips. Like I love them so much. So this is just like just in case, you know what I mean? But it's not that big of a deal because I have so many. Like I have an absurd amount of lip treatments. So now we're on to just like lip products in general. So yeah, I have a type, and I thought there would be more, honestly, but you know, when it comes to stuff like this, I really do realize how much I do rely on lip liners for my lip looks, and the rest of it is just kind of like a sheer wash of something, like a little bit of something, you know what I mean? So these are the lip products that I just need them. The first one is by Chanel. This one is the Rouge Cocoa Balm in the shade 914 Natural Charm. I talk about this all the time on my channel. I've been loving this ever since I got it. It's just so gorgeous. I remember I made a video reviewing this when I was in Ireland, and I was a little unsure about it. But the more I started to use it, the more I was like, oh no, this is actually amazing. And you know, it's Chanel, so it's expensive, and you don't want to lose Chanel products. And I have several Chanel products that are going to be going in the box, the moving box. So, you know, as long as I have this in the Balm Essentiel, the rest of it, I'm like, okay, that's Godspeed. The next lip product is by Gucci. So you see this is a little bit more of an expensive area. So this one is by Gucci. This is the Rouge à Lèvres. It's the sheer one. This is in the shade Catherine Sand. This is a really pretty kind of rosy, sheer rosy color. Oh, and that smell, the Gucci scent is like one of my favorite things in the world. I love this lipstick and the packaging. Oh, Gucci has some crazy looking colors in their collection and so like artistic and cool. But for the everyday, Catherine Sand is like, it's so approachable and easy, and it's just such a beautiful rosy glossy shade. And I would be so I just like looking at it too. You know what I mean? Don't you looking at it, you know? And I would be so sad if I lost it, so that it's going in the bag. Next to her by Violet FR, which it seems silly, but they're different. But they're essentially the same shade, but different finishes. And you know, that's just how it is with me. So the first one is the Bisou Balm. So it's a sheer matte lipstick. This is in the shade Calisson. And so this is a kind of a peachy beige. A little bit more, and as you see, it's a lot more pink, actually. It's really beautiful. And this is such like a velvety, soft formula. And it's lightweight. It doesn't dry out my lips. It looks beautiful with any lip liner that I own. And it's just so approachable and nice. I love it. It's so easy. Something that is equally as beautiful and easy is it's a brand new release from Violet FR, and it's the Bisou Jelly, and it's the Sheer Lip Shine. So this is the sheer, shiny counterpart, basically, to Calisson, in my opinion. And that's in the shade Bonbon Caramel. And so you get like this transparent, glossy, very moisturizing layer, and then in the middle, it has a very pigmented layer. So it gives you this kind of bitten, like someone like kissed you on the mouth when you were wearing lipstick, and then, I don't know, it's just so pretty. And so you have Calisson here, and then Bonbon Caramel there. And you can really build it up, like you can start really building it up. It's kind of hard to see on the back of the hand, but when it's on your lips, you can really see the difference in the color as you start to build it. And it's just so gorgeous, and it's the newest one in my collection. I've been really using this a lot and really enjoying it, and I just love Violet FR makeup so much, and I feel like I've said that a million times in this video. Next one is a really affordable product, but I've just been really into it lately. I've been trying to get myself, and I think I'm gonna make a video where I'm like forcing myself to use like more purpley, wine colored and berry colored makeup, because it is kind of like the brightening color for people with olive undertones. So instead of like using like that baby pink, like if you have an olive undertone, no matter how like fair or deep you are, if you use like a mauve, like something with purple or like berries and stuff, it'll brighten your face, and like it's really good for your winter skin. Anyways, so this is me delving into that. So this is by Rom and this is a K-beauty brand, and they have such pretty makeup. Everything they have is so cute. And this is the Glasting Melting Balm, and this is in the shade 13, which is called Scotch Nude. It's a really pretty, like super emollient formula. I'm gonna put that, but it's pigmented. It has a really cool smell to it too. And you know what's awesome about this? So usually stuff in this type of formula, this does click. It does have like a click, which if you're not new here, I hate a clicky lip product. Like if you click it up and you can't click back, you can click this back down. It's still a little messy because it is so emollient and like melty. But ooh, so pretty. Yeah, it's very pigmented. So I just do like a sheer, like I do one swipe on my top lip and just like rub my lips together, and like that's enough. But as you see, and it's so moisturizing. So like my camera died. I don't remember what I was saying. I love this by Raw Man, the Glasting Melting Balm. Ooh, so gorgeous. Last product is by Rouge, and this is the Le Palette Liver. I feel like, I don't know. I think it means lips. or mouth in French. Anyways, it's a lip palette, and it comes with 4 different shades. There's like 2 different types of like berries, a more like nudie mauve-y color, and then a really cool tone red, and it's so beautiful. The formulation of this is so gorgeous, and this piece of makeup means a lot to me. Rouge is a luxury brand, and it's just so thought out and lovely. And there's a couple different color stories when it comes to this, and I love to like mix and match. I also like to utilize it as a blush as well, and mixing these colors as a blush. It's just so pretty. It feels creamy when you touch it, but when you blend it out onto the skin, whether it's your cheeks or your lips, it gets kind of powdery, and not like a matte where it's drying. It's just almost like you put powder. I don't know how to explain it, but it's just really lovely. It's a super like innovative formula. I love the red. Love it. And it's a very approachable red too, where it's not like opaque. It has like this sheerness to it that looks very like chic and like you've been kissed. It's a very, I feel like the like just been kissed look is a very French aesthetic. And I'm really into it. Like, look at that one. Oh, it's such a gorgeous piece of makeup. The mirror is really lovely. And despite it looking like it's metal, I think it's just like a really high quality plastic, and it's really lightweight, so it's really great for travel. It's a very versatile product. I just love it. I love it so much. But yeah, these are all of the lip products that I cannot be without, honestly. And in the bag they go. Okay, that's it. Let me zip this shit up and just show you that this all fits. It's like a pillow. I'll get it zipped, I promise. But it all fits. This is it. This is my lifeline for my makeup life. And yeah, that's it. I'll probably make some videos like utilizing the products in there, which I feel like you've just seen me use them in general, but I have at least one video idea. Anyways, this is my makeup bag now. Like, comment, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one. Bye!